Good morning, YouTube. Today is Thursday, March 11th, 2021, and there are now only 951 days remaining on my 999-day journey. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here. So, yesterday I was charged with posting up some new content because it was Wednesday, and ordering some or acquiring some containers for the food in my 3-month pantry. And I am pleased to say that I did both of those things. I posted up 2 new short videos last night. One was an update on the pantry clean out that I mentioned having recorded, and the other was an update on my windowsill garden, the herb planters. So those are both posted and ready for viewing. I'll put cards above so you can check those out. Also, I got on Amazon and ordered some clear plastic bins for storage of food. So they're not. I struggled with this because I know some people just put their bulk stuff in like big plastic cereal bins, right? Like, you just dump the sugar and the flour and all of that in that. And I've never really been a person who, I don't know, that type of storage doesn't appeal to me. I prefer things to be in their original packages until they are opened for use. So, and we really don't go through that kind of stuff fast enough to make it make sense. So, yeah, so I bought some just regular clear plastic storage bins that I can put, bags of beans or whatever into. And once I get those set up, I will probably do another video so you guys can see what it looks like now that, or once it's actually better organized and stored properly. All right, so that was yesterday. Anything else yesterday? No. Today, oh wait, yeah, no. It's an ADD, I guess. Today, I am going to clean my office. So, you guys have a very narrow view overall of this room, and that's by design. For a couple different reasons, but primarily because I would be so embarrassed if you saw how messy my desk is over here and this big pile of stuff behind me that never really got properly put away. So when I moved in much the same fashion as we did with the holiday closet downstairs, everything that was remotely related to record keeping or anything I needed for work or my hobbies or crafts or, my music, like this became just like my personal space for all of my junk that basically isn't my clothes or shoes, right, that live in the bedroom. So, yeah, and it's a mess behind me. So, it's about time that I clean this up. I go through this cycle probably every couple months where my desk is so cluttered that I finally just take an hour or whatever and get it all straightened up. But what I haven't done since May when we moved in is, just taking care of everything. I've got a lot of old documentations and files that need to be shredded. I actually bought a paper shredder for the first time in my life, weirdly, like a couple months ago, and it's been sitting under my desk waiting to be used and has not been used at all. So it's going to get a lot of use tonight as I clear out my old files and file my newer stuff that is just sitting in stacks and piles. Yeah, so that will help me because when I have a clean desk, when I have a clean, organized space, my brain tends to function a little better, which I clearly need. And, I'll be able to find things faster and make better use of the space that I have. So, yeah, this will help me to function more efficiently, and I love efficiency. So, yeah, that's my today. So today is National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day. Um, yeah, so this one hits home for me because my parents passed away when I was young. I was 20 when my mom died and 21 when my dad died. They passed 11 months apart. Both of their deaths were fully unexpected, kind of out of the blue. My dad was diagnosed with cancer like 5 weeks, only 5 weeks before we buried him. So yeah, we were not expecting it to happen like that. My mom suffered from a chronic illness. She had Crohn's disease, as I have mentioned before, and had been in the hospital for what we used to call routine maintenance, where her body would get so worn down from its inability to absorb nutrients and that kind of thing that they would put her in the hospital, pump her up on steroids, and then send her home. And they would do this once every couple of years, maybe. Anyway, so she went into the hospital for routine maintenance and did not come out. While she was there, she contracted meningitis and died. Just one day she was fine. The next day she was sort of incoherent, and the next day she was dead. And let me tell you, that was a shock to my system because I had never lost anyone close to me before. Needless to say, well, no, not needless to say, but neither of my parents had planned for their deaths. My dad did have life insurance, a small life insurance policy, which took care of, whatever small bills he had remaining, and paid for his burial, which was nice. But other than having that policy, he didn't have any plans, any any directions, any wishes laid out. So that fell to my brother and me. My mom had nothing, no insurance, no anything. So she had a Social Security death benefit that her husband at the time, who was not my dad, that she had just married, I don't know, several months before her passing. He took her Social Security death benefit and ran off with it. So my brother is 6 years older than me, and I, at age 20, had to figure out how to pay for a funeral and a headstone and all of this in the worst moments of our life, right? Yeah. So I am here to tell you, first of all, if you know a funeral director, if you know a mortician, or anyone who works in, in that service industry, tell them thank you. I cannot imagine what a difficult job it is to be with people in their worst moments. It's not something that I could personally do, just because it's the worst. Yeah. So, if it had not been for those folks when my parents passed, I don't think we could have navigated any of that, right? They were counselors, they were leaders, they were gentle. Yeah, so those are very important people, and I guess, there might be some stereotypes like they're creepy and that kind of thing, but it's a really important job that they do. Also, I'm going to take this opportunity to suggest to you that you pre-plan your own final arrangements. So think about the possibilities for your end of life. Of course, nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows when it's going to happen. But think about the burden that might be left for your loved ones if you don't have arrangements in place. Think about, if you don't have life insurance. Think about if you don't have any instructions about what your wishes are. In addition to feeling the loss of you, your family, your children will have to then also make a bunch of very important permanent decisions. And if you can now do anything to alleviate that for the future, I strongly encourage you to do that. Yeah, it just makes sense. And it's not, I used to think when I was growing up that wills and estate plans and powers of attorney and pre-planning your funeral, all of those things, I used to think that those were things that rich people did, because you got to have money to tell it where to go. And that's just not true. Even if you have no money, even if you can't afford an insurance policy, what you can do is have a conversation with your family, with your loved ones, and say, when I pass away, cremate me. Or, when I pass away, I would like to, I've always thought that this cemetery is nice. Or, just literally anything. Let your family know what your wishes are. And, yeah, because it's really rough to be in a position where, you just don't know what your loved one would have wanted. So, all right, I'll stop going on about that. That was my yesterday. That was, or is, let me try that again. That was my yesterday. That's my today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, no matter where you are in the world or what time of day you're watching. And I will talk with you tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.